We are about to review. I gotta take the notifications off on this, man. Hold on 1 second. Can I do it? Give me 1 second. All right, there we go. I got it. All right. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen, toy enthusiasts, and those new to Tough Nerd Toys LLC. I'm your host, Uncle Nerd, and welcome to another exciting episode. Oh, what's up, OG Dick Richards? Welcome to another exciting episode of Busted Open. Busted It Open since 2007, and today we're going to review Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, not the Origins line, Masterverse Princess of Power Leech. Now, yes, I'm not gonna lie, I used to watch She-Ra just for the evil Horde. I've always loved the evil Horde. I always thought they were a bit more menacing than Skeletor's crew. Hey, Dinner Geek, what is going on, my brother? I always thought the Horde was more vicious and more brutal than Skeletor and his minions and stuff like that. And whether you know it or not, a lot of people don't want to admit it, but exactly, Horde for life. A lot of people don't know that Hordak is essentially a vampire. He's a vampire. These are all like somewhat classic monsters and stuff like that pretty much run the universe. And Hordak, there's a big history and different lores when it comes to Hordak and Skeletor, but it always comes under the mantle of Hordak being Skeletor's teacher, Skeletor being his apprentice, Hordak being Skeletor's mentor. And with that being said, this is the Masterverse version right here. I absolutely love the Masterverse line. I am waiting on the Mondo ones to come. This is the Princess of Power Leech right here. This is a box, nice window box. Over here on the side, you got some beautiful box art of Leech on the side right there. Evil Horde right there. Some more box art on the front. Looks really, really good, as you can see. What else we got going on here? Hordak was far more vicious. Absolutely. You see Adora, Grizzlor, and Leech. What's going on, A-Coop? How are you, sweetie? Ladies and gentlemen, give a big shout out to A-Coop and the Dinner Geek that popped in on here. On the bottom, we got some legal mumbo jumbo going on. And you got some lettering up here. They don't really give a bio on here, but these are the other characters within the line that you can get a hold of. I have Thunder Punch He-Man. I have Hordak. I think didn't I do Cyclone for you guys? Yeah, I did Cyclone, and this is Leech from the evil Horde right here, looking real good. Has Masterverse on the top and Mattel right here on the side, and it is 6+, ladies and gentlemen, 6+. That means you are old enough. If you're watching this, you better be old enough to play with this action figure, which I think we all are. I'm not sure. So we're gonna open this guy up, and I think that's it for the box. We're gonna open this guy up. And yeah, I open my toys. You only live once. What you keeping them in the box? Huh? What you keeping them in the box? I understand some people, like me, the only time I'll get a double. The only time I get a double is if like I'm worried about that figure breaking or me losing parts to it. Because I'm like this about my action figures. If I lose parts to it, I don't want it anymore. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Masterverse line. Yeah, so I grabbed everything outside the box. Nothing inside the box, as you can see. I grabbed everything outside the box, and it comes with a flavor packet. Open that flavor packet. You know I like to go over the accessories first. And it's like, I guess this is like some type of extendable leechy thing that he has going on right there, with the Hordak symbol on it. And that's a nice sculpt, the Hordak's face right there. Yeah, the evil Horde wasn't messing around, bro. The evil Horde was not messing around, ladies and gentlemen. I like the old Mattel commercial when he was like, "Can you and I be friends?" And it was when they were first introducing Hordak and the evil Horde. He was like, Skeletor was like, "Can you and I be friends?" He was like, "No, the evil Horde has no friends." I was like, yes. All right, that is for that accessory. And this is done like, now this part right here is a nice solid hard plastic, as you can see. Now I guess this is his tentacle. Got to see the cool accessories to make it even look more. Exactly. And this is like I guess the tentacle is done in a nice rubbery plastic right there, so that you can, I guess Leech can suck onto them. Then you have his iconic Horde bow or Horde crossbow. All of the Horde members usually have these right here. Unapologetically dope. What is going on? Got to see the cool. Exactly. Exactly. Make sure you guys' comments are showing up right there. All right. Okay. And this is done in a hard plastic, but it does have some translucent plastic right here on the top and across here for the energy crossbow. And you have the nice bat symbol, which is pretty much Hordak's iconic symbol right there, because he is a vampire. He's a vampire. A lot of people don't know that. They just think he's like a guy that can morph in and stuff. No, he's a vampire as well. He does take neat organic baths and shit like that. And then finally, we have the... Now, I'm currently at work, too, right now, so hopefully I don't get a call and I have to cut this short. Motu never skimped on accessories, too. It makes the universe... Absolutely. I've always been a Motu fan. Always been a Motu fan. Love Master Universe. Now, I do like this. I do like this. This is the figure right here. And Leech looks good. Got them big lips. I know a dude that looked like him, too. Got the Hordak symbol in the middle. Now, I do think they could have added some more, like, wash or paint on him in terms of, like, giving it a bit more, like, you know, how can I say? Because the pauldrons on the shoulders are a bit too bright for me. I would like a little bit of wear and wash on it. Now, they did sculpt in some wear, but the paint really, or like the plastic the paint rather, just makes it doesn't bring out the battle damage that you can see. If you look real good, there is some battle damage sculpt on there. I do love the way they did the spine in the back and everything like that. The belt looks good. There's warts along his body right here. He's looking real good. You got some nice shin guards with the evil Horde deco and insignia on it, and his feet are nice and webbed and everything like that, because the old toy had suction cups. All right, like the old toy had suction cups, but like the way, like, you can take it like this, look, and give him like, I'm going to suck everything out your body. Got some nice armbands on them and everything like that. Now the harness on here is molded into the plastic. It's not, you can't take it off or anything like that. There is no jaw. Is there any jaw articulation? No jaw articulation, but the face sculpt is actually really good. It does look like Leech. I just think Leech should have been a little bit thicker in terms of like his construction and build. Should have been a little bit thicker. Right there, you can see like his belt, legs, and there's tons of articulation on him. Usually what you get with most Master Universe figures. He's looking really good. I really like him. I like him. I just think they should have added a little bit more wash to him and everything like that. But yeah, he's a good looking figure. And yeah, he looks like I'm going to do a comparison with him next to the He-Man, the Masterverse He-Man, the most recent one right there. And yeah, he's looking pretty good, man. The eye sculpts are sculpted in real nice and everything. Teeth are nice and bright. You can see down into his mouth as right there if you look real good. Eye sculpts are nice and everything. I just think it needs a little bit more wash because it looks a little bit like bland. The belt is nice. The draws look nice and clean and everything on them and everything. The new Motu movie is doing a 40-ounce He-Man sword to fill the drink of your choice. Kids, act up around me, and they'll get 40 Mountain Dew. I feel you. Ab section is real nice on him and everything like that. And as you can see, he has the typical collar that he always has. He's looking really good. I like the way he looks. Got some sculpting along the boots, aka shin guards and everything like that. No holes on the bottom, but you do see there are some teeth sculpted in on the bottom, which I think is cool. And you got some teeth sculpted in on his hands, you know, pretty much like, because when he grabs you and sucks you dry, he just taking everything. Now in the cartoon, the Filmation one, they made it seem like, you know, like he would just grab you and you just fall out. No, in the comic, he was sucking the life out of you. Like you know, him, Skeetor, they were all dangerous. Montana, all of them were monsters. They were eating people, and they were eating people, sucking the life out of them, leaving carcasses behind and all that other stuff. And I think it was not Skeetor, but I think, what's his name? Leech would get into this bloodlust. Looks would do a wash on the pole. Exactly. A nice good wash. You're right. You're absolutely right. A nice wash would do great. But I do like the way they put like this cybernetic spine on him. Give him like a modernized look. He's good. Now, as far as articulation, you know, you can get the head to go like this and everything like that. It can go all the way around because there's nothing prohibiting it from turning, you know, the sculpting or the engineering that they did on the figure. It's actually, you know, nice. Now, Leech's mouth has never been able to close, but I love them big lips he got going on and everything like that. I just think they should have made the teeth maybe like a little bit yellow or whatever the case may be. But that looks good on him and everything. He's on a ball socket by the shoulder, bicep swivel, as you can see, double hinged elbow, twisting and pivoting at the waist. Does he have, no, now he has a nice ab crunch. I loved the Skeletor figure as a kid. Still one of my favorite figures in a lot. Yeah, yeah. I love all of them. Honestly, I love the heroes, but I love the villains. Love the villains. Then you have a thigh cut right here, double hinge knee going on right there, twisting at the calf, and twisting and pivoting at the ankle. He is full of articulation. He has done very, very well. Now let's pop an accessory on him. Where did I put that shit? Okay. You can easily, now this fits on real nice. Look, his crossbow fits on real nice, as you can see. His energy crossbow, I guess that's something Hordak bestows to all of his top tier minions and everything like that. And where is the leech? The leech, I guess this was on his arm right here. Yeah. Now the pauldrons are held on by the bicep bands right here. And then you have his leech where he, like if you try to run, he could grab you with this and start sucking on you and then pull you in and start sucking on your ass. You know what I mean? So yeah, it looks good. And if you look, there is the Hordak. There's the Hordak insignia or patch to show his affiliation. And in the front, yeah, Hordak demanded complete loyalty. You know, now Skeletor would let his minions go off and do stuff or do little separate projects. Hordak wasn't like that. Hordak wanted to know, you better be on call, on deck. You stayed next to Horde headquarters. You didn't play that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no little side projects. Yeah, Hordak ruled with an iron fist. And he's coming in at about like 7 inches. Here he is next to the newer version that I absolutely love. This version right here. It is He-Man. I'm waiting on the Mondo version right here, but He-Man looks really good. Here he is next to He-Man. And he a little bit, no, he's not taller than He-Man, but he was always more stocky. He was like stocky, you know what I mean? He's always been stocky. But he does look good. I'm liking the articulation on him. I'm not a big fan of the Origin line. I don't collect the Origin line or anything like that. I don't like the Origin line, but I do like the Masterverse line because it's more like lifelike proportions and everything like that. Hey, little girl lost. What is going on? Hope we get a She-Ra movie just for Hordak. Out of pardon me, my allergies have been bothering me for a minute ever since. And yeah, this is He-Man. I never did a review on this one, but if you want to, I have a double and I'll open him and I'll just what's the name? But I do like this He-Man right here. I'm waiting on the Mondo He-Man to come too. But this is He-Man. The more, I would say, like, this is the 2024 version right here. And this is Leech. Leech and He-Man look really good together. Leech looks good. He looks really good. Again, the Masterverse toys look better outside of the package than they do inside of the package. A lot of people don't give them a chance because they feel like, you know, well, again, you have a lot of collectors that like the classic ones. They like the Origins look. I don't like that Origin look. I don't like old toys or anything. Yeah, he does look awesome. He does look awesome. And you can get him in some nice funky poses and stuff like that. I love the way they made his feet have like teeth inside right here. If you look real good, they did a real good job on him. I think they did a good job on Leech. Leech looks good. He looks real good. They did a good job with him. I think they did a great job with him. Great detail, great paint apps. I just wish they had put a little bit, because if you look on this He-Man right here, right? He-Man actually has like some wash on him, and you may not be able to see it, but like if you look real good, there's some wash on him and everything like that. And yes, this He-Man, I'm going to possibly do a review on him tomorrow, either him or Evil Lynn. But this He-Man had like the battle armor right here. This was the newer battle armor He-Man. And I do like the face sculpt on him and everything like that. If you look real good, you may not be able to see it, but he does have a little bit of blush in his face and everything like that. There's some nice sculpting and wash on the abs. You just got to look at it real good. And yeah, he has the typical boots and everything, but I do love the build and the face sculpt. Like if you look in his hair, there's some wash that they did in there too. They added a little darkening and everything like that. So yeah. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this is not the Origins line. This is the Masterverse line, which looks more lifelike and more, you know, human-like proportions, to where like instead of the little short, stubby, muscular midget look of the Origins line. So I give Leech, I would say Leech, due to the lack of wash or paint, because the pauldrons, they come up, they're done well, but they're just so shiny to where you can't look at or like appreciate the a bit of like the wear and battle damage that they put on there. So it just looked like he got these bright yellow pauldrons on, but he's still a good looking figure, well constructed, nice sturdy plastic. Nothing on him is loose or anything like that, but I think he looks really, really good. I give, and also too, I like the way, if you look real good, yeah, exactly. But believe me when I tell you, I always either kit bash my figures or I'll just paint them myself. And if you look on his legs right there, you'll see like they've even sculpted in some warts, and they could have gave that a little bit of wash too, which would have accented the warts, or some darkening to them, which would have accented the warts to give them a more like, you know, realistic look. But you know, for the, I guess for the price point, you're getting a pretty decent figure. I haven't had not one of these figures that I bought from the Masterverse line break on me, come apart, come out the package loose, or anything like that. Mattel, and again, I'm not shilling for Mattel, because when they mess up with all the companies that I enjoy collecting, Mattel usually gives me a solid figure. I haven't gotten like one side, and I'm talking about since I was a kid. Like, you know, I haven't gotten one figure from Mattel that was like crap. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm loving the Masterverse line, and I know that they're putting the Masterverse line on hold. They didn't discontinue it, because a lot of people were sending me messages like, "Yo, they're discontinuing the Masterverse line." I said no. So you know, I did my research and everything like that. They're putting it on hold because of the He-Man movie and the other line that's called Chronicles, and I think Chronicles is like the Masterverse fill-in for their 7-inch line. So we'll see. We'll see. I love the Masterverse line. I have almost every figure from the Masterverse line. The ones I didn't get were the ones I didn't want. But you know, I'm not a completionist when it comes to toys. When it comes to the ones I want, those are the ones I get. I don't just buy a figure because like they came out with it. It has to be a figure that I want. But Leech looks good. I give him, due to the lack of wash, which kind of like takes a little bit of character away from the menacing look of Leech. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful sculpt. Beautiful sculpt. Exactly. I'm not a completionist when it comes to, because I at one point I was going to be a completionist when it came to Marvel Legends, but when I saw they were just doing like crappy stuff and everything, now they've gotten better now. Marvel Legends, Hasbro Marvel Legends has gotten much better now, but when I saw they were just doing like so many remolds and just reuse, and I get it, every toy company does reuse, but when it gets to the point where like you're literally just putting a different coat of paint on the same figure, and I hated what they were doing with those feet. I hated that. But when it gets to that, that's when I'm just letting it go. So I give Leech what? I give him, I would say a 4, because the paint is good. There's no bleeding or anything like that, but I just think they should have, because they have done it with other figures. I'll give Leech a 4. I don't know what you guys are gonna give him, because you know you guys always end up with the final score to the figure for the figure. I give him a 4. I give him a 4. I think he should have had more wash and darkening to him. Not to mention, I feel as though he should have been a little bit thicker, because Leech is like a beefy boy. You know what I mean? He's a beefy boy. From what I remember, he was beefy. Yeah, okay. The washes could make it a 5. I agree. So we got a 5 so far, ladies and gentlemen. We got a 4 and a 5, so that brings it up to a 4.5. You got 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds. And then we're going to close this thing out. And I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I think he's a great figure. They did a good job with him. They did a really good job with him. Yeah, he looks good. And there's detail along the feet right there. Everything. And everything fits on him real snug. Even the Horde crossbow that he came with fits on him very, very snug. What score do you give Leech, Coop? What score do you give Leech? I give him a 4. I give him a 4. I do like him. I do like him a lot. But I think they could have just, I think the lack of dark paint, because Leech, well, see, another thing too, Leech was a darker green than this too. And that's why I always liked the fact that he was a darker green, you know? So they could have given him some wash to give him, like, you know, a more, because. All right. So all in total, we get a 4. 4. I agree with the dark. Yes, you remember the color Leech was, right? Leech was like a dark green. So, you know, 5 being the highest, but as far as like construction and, you know, product quality and everything, and the likeness, I think they did everything good. I think it's just the wash that's giving him a little bit of like a mid look, or whatever the case may be, even though I like him a lot. Don't get me wrong. Peace Kings, the element of hip hop. Peace King, new to the channel. Just would you love to? Of course, I'd love to do a collab. Absolutely, absolutely. Six element. Send me a message and we'll chop it up. We'll see what we got in common. I would love to do a collab. But yeah, absolutely. I hope you guys like Leech. He is from the Masterverse line. You can get him. I will have an affiliate in the video. There will be an affiliate to pick this guy up. He's not bad. We're about to chop up the new Motu trailer tonight at 7. Okay, cool. I'll still be at work at that time. I'll still be at work, 6 element. And understand, I might not have the view that you have on the Motu movie, because I already have my problems, my issues with the Motu movie thus far. I don't know why they keep trying to, and this is just my personal, how can I say, my personal take on it. I feel as though this movie might be mid or either flop. Why? Because it's doing the same thing that made the other Motu movie flop. They are bringing it to Earth. Nobody really wants to see He-Man on Earth. Nobody wants to see He-Man on Earth. I understand he's going to go to Etherian and stuff like that, but really, to be honest, we'll definitely hit you up, fam. We love conflicting views. Makes for great combo. We do live shows. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hit me up. Send me a message or whatever the case may be, and I'll definitely check it out. I don't think I'll be able to join tonight because I'm still at work. Right now, it's just a little bit of downtime. I hate the Earth aspect. It to really exactly. Nobody wants to see He-Man on Earth. No, they've done that already, and it flopped. That's what made the first movie, or the original live action film Master Universe flop. Why? Because it was on Earth. Nobody wants to see He-Man on Earth. We want to see He-Man on Eternia. We want to see the mysticism. We want to see the sorcery, the science, the barbaric post-apocalyptic landscape and everything like that. We don't want to see, and yeah, I know they're going to take it there, but nobody wants to see He-Man on Earth. I don't want to see He-Man on Earth. That never worked. If anything, that should be around the time, maybe like by their third movie. If the first one does good, the second one does good, the third one should be venturing off onto him, like having to make a trip to Earth and then everything like that. The 80s joint crushed me. Absolutely. I totally agree, 6 element. I totally agree. That's the reason why a lot of people that hit me up like, yo, I know you hyped for that He-Man movie. I was like, not really. And not to mention, I think, and I get it. I get it. But being that a lot of these actors are new actors, if you're going to get people to play these gargantuan or muscular individuals, it should be wrestlers and bodybuilders, wrestlers, so on and so forth. I'd rather watch Cats than to watch He-Man. Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. But you know, I want He-Man on Eternia. I want He-Man. Believe it or not, I even like the New Adventures of He-Man. A lot of people didn't like that one, but I did. But I mean, I don't want to see He-Man on Earth. Nobody wants to see He-Man on Earth. I don't want He-Man in an office. Exactly. I want the movie to escape the office, not another version of where we're exactly. Exactly. I want to see He-Man on Eternia. I want to see Eternia. I want to learn some back lore. If anything, if you're going to do a movie about He-Man on Earth, is where like he's going into his mother's off. If you want to include the filmation side of it, he's going into his mother's origins of her coming from Earth and all that other stuff. But as the first movie, I want Savage Land, post-apocalyptic, almost Thundar the Barbarian type of He-Man on Eternia. I want Eternia. I don't want to deal with nothing on Earth, because honestly, if you even look at the lore, it's too hard for Eternians to travel to do dimensional travel to Earth. So you know what I'm saying? And I mean, the first movie just shouldn't have been. I don't know why they keep putting it on Earth. I don't know why they keep like feeling as though He-Man has to have an origin or has to have a story on Earth. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You want both fans and newcomers to love He-Man. Make it like Conan the Barbarian. Just make it with some post-apocalyptic shit, like post-Eternia, pre-Eternia, and stuff like that. You know, nobody wants to see He-Man on Earth. I'm just sorry. Like people like, oh wow, another thing too. And look, I didn't mean to get so long in the tooth with this. I don't like race swapping. I'm sorry. There are so many other black characters, and I love Idris Elba as Man-at-Arms. I mean, I love Idris Elba as an actor, but I don't want a black Man-at-Arms. Well, they already have one. Give me handlebar mustache Duncan. That's who I want. That's who I want. It's a white guy. There are other black characters within the Master Universe line or within the Master Universe mythos or universe that they can add there. They could have put in Malakla. They could have put in Malakla. They could have made Clamp. They could have made Idris Elba Clamp Champ, which happens to be the second Man-at-Arms after Man-at-Arms got turned into a Snake Man, or in some continuities got killed. Yes, like stop doing that. Man-at-Arms need to be an old chiseled 40 to 50-year-old man that's yoked up. That's yoked up, like a handlebar mustache with the helmet. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it. That's it needs to be, all these people need to be yoked up. You have to understand, Eternians are closer to perfection. They exactly like Cable or something like that. Like he's supposed to be He-Man's mentor who can fight his ass off as well. Get Dolph as Man-at-Arms or something. You don't, I hate race swapping when it's not necessary. You already have a lot of black or ethnic characters within the Master Universe line or within the Master Universe. You don't need to do race swapping. Like they made, what's his name? From what I see, Triclops is a black guy now. Stop doing that, please. There are tons of black guys, or you can have black people play other characters in it. I don't like race swap. It fucks it up for me. I can't look at it the same or anything like that. I'm not saying I can't take divergence from a story, but give me white Man-at-Arms with a handlebar mustache that looks like what's his name? The MMA fighter from back in the day. I used to love him. He looked so much like Man-at-Arms for me. I felt as though he should have played Man-at-Arms. What's his name? The MMA fighter. I always bring up his name. I'm a little blank because my mind is a little bit shot right now. God, what's his name? And he was tearing people's asses up. He was in a lot of Godzilla movies too. He was in 2 Godzilla films. He's based off of Mike Hager from Final Fight. Mike Hager is based off of that character. Forgot his name. He's an MMA fighter. I'll type it in the comment section later. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that brings this review to a close. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Chuck Liddell, absolutely. No, not Chuck Liddell. What's his name? Go back further. But Chuck Liddell would have been a good one too. He'd have been a good one too. Gosh, what is his name? And me and my friends, we always talk about he should have been Man-at-Arms, but he's old now. You know what I'm saying? He's old now. And oh God, MMA fighter of the 80s. Hold on. Not Kim Shamrock. MMA. Don Fry. Yes, Don Fry. Don Fry back in the day would have been a perfect Man-at-Arms. Look at him. Go look at Don Fry and go look at Man-at-Arms. They need to get somebody like that. And a lot of these guys that's playing these roles, they should be muscular. They should be yoked up or either put like bodysuits on them. You got to understand, Eternians are humans that are closer to perfection. They're closer to perfection. They're like the first of what human beings, not getting biblical or anything like that, but they're what human beings were supposed to be before Adam and Eve. They're closer to perfection. So yes, their bodies are perfect. They're muscular. Not to mention, it's a food shortage on Eternia. It's a lot of, because there's too many humanoids on there. You got crossbreeds of everything there. So the food shortage is serious on Eternia. Yes. Eternians are closer to perfection. That's why most of them are always muscular and built and yoked up and shit like that. You know what I mean? So Not to mention the stuff that happened before the great wars and stuff like that. A lot of people, that's why you got people like Manny Faces, and like, because there was the dark sector of Eternia, the technological sector of Eternia, and then you had, like, you know, pretty much the upper class or upper scale class of Eternians. Eternia was its own thing. We'll get into that one day. We'll have that conversation. I'll bring my boy on here, Joe Amato, who is a Master Universe aficionado, even better than myself, because I go on by different lores. I love the Mike Young productions of Master Universe, so on and so forth. So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings this review to a close. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and share this video. And remember, when you bust it open, what do? You bust it open. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And be sure to check out my Tough Nerd Toys gaming channel, where you see me fuck up and, you know, sometimes win, sometimes not, whatever case may be. Love you guys. You're the absolute best. Take care.